Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino Yun, partly Linux based, and electronics and fischertechnik, motor and propeller. The propellers are intended to cool down or to regulate the NTC thermistors here and here, although lately experience have shown that that may not be the case. However, I want to start with another experiment and leaving NTCs for now. First, I want to do some adjustment in the schematics here, not in the actual wiring, but in the drawn schematics. What I noticed was that was one wire not connected on this side, and that led to the question where it was connected. So in come the complete wiring schematics, and where does it get its energy from? Well, not from here, because this is just an LED with whatever and connecting to the ground. So the first available thing is, and that also appears from the real circuit, is that it gets its power from here, port 4. And then when you look at it, there is an error in the circuit, because this this capacitor has plus and minus, and the plus is on the wrong side. So I have to switch it, turn it around, so to say. So I have to click this, and alright. And this is better. Now if I just put this one there, now it makes a lot more sense. So the power, the signal comes from here, goes through the LED, and then goes two ways, one through the through this resistor to the ground, and from this LED here through the resistor, through the electrolytic capacitor, switch, LED, and once again through here. Now I have put a probe, apart from the usual places, potmeter and potmeter 2, here and here. The reason is that I want to see on the oscilloscope if the charge, which is built up, stored in the capacitor, fully released and shows a peak. So what I see should see here is a permanent build-up, then here some peak, and here a peak. Question is, will I see that? That's a good question. So back here, it has already built up, so Let me adjust the camera a bit. Alright. And one circuit will, that I just changed is this one. But now the probes are here. Is that correct? No, that is not correct. I put that's a nice one. This is one and this is one. And I put the probes right here, not here. But that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because the effect is the same. Here the orientation of the capacitor is alright. So whether I put it here and here or here and here, doesn't matter. It's still the same effect. So it has built up. Let me remove this motor for now. Well, this LED is still burning. That's good. Means it gets power. Now, why is this happening? Right, I should take very good care of this probe, because otherwise it makes a short circuit with one of the wires, and it gets 0 here. So this one has to be like this. I better should take a wire which is not stripped, but for now I'll have to do with this. Alright, further on with the circuit. Let's see how the oscilloscope behaves. So let me press the button and take a very good look at the lowest 2 lines of the oscilloscope. Right, I can't press, I should not press them, press the button too fast behind each other or after another, because the capacitor has to charge again. That was the question. Is it really connected correctly, or does it make contact somehow? It's a very good question, because now it shows a continuous oops, and this is plus, which should be like this. So how to measure it then without ruining everything? That's a good one. I think once again staple, bend it and put it in a safe place, and relocate the probe. So once again take care of the motor, then put it right here, and then alright, is this going fine or not? I really need to be careful on the probes, because this one has to go here. See, this is 0. This one will go and stay here. This is better. Or is it? Well, the effect is apparently the same, So let's press again, and then the LED should flash shortly. It does, and it builds up again under the 5 volts, because they are all on 5 volts, and this one is shortly under the line. So am I, by the way, doing it? No, I'm measuring pulse. I should measure slope. And how fast does it go? That's another nice idea, because now it is on 200 microseconds, 0.2 of a millisecond. And how fast is it? So let's do again, and mind the blue line in the bottom. I see a flash, but I don't see this probe getting any signal. None at all. Is that normal? Should I put it on the other end? No, I should not, because there's a button in between, and anything that goes through the button goes through the LED. So why doesn't the line respond? Can't tell, really. So now the question is, why is this line not showing anything? Well, it may be due to the very short peak that the time base isn't correct. So let me try that. It's now on 2/10 of a millisecond, 200 micro, 100 microseconds. Nothing. $50. Yeah, this has no use holding it. It goes on. I have to watch the LED. The LED flashes, but the blue line on the bottom doesn't show a thing. So from 50 to 20 microseconds. Nothing either. And this is ridiculous. So let's wait a bit. Still, alright. Other option, let's go back to 200, is to change the voltage. So let's change from 5 to, let's say, no, not 10, lower. Let's say 2 volts. Does that show? Nothing. Actually, this shouldn't work at all, since the point is volt is volt, and even with 1.5 volt it should have shown. So this is practically nonsense. And even if I make this whole range 1 volt, it should show. I do see a peak, however. Now let's watch this. I saw a peak right here when I pressed the button, and that should show it, but now I don't. So is this really the way to go? Not quite sure. Right now this one shows some 4 volts, this one shows 1 volt. No, not even 1 volt, it just shows 0. So this is strange. Right. There should be just 5 volts over it. Alright, then I could do the same thing, of course, with the other RC circuit, which is right here, but I think that is right with the same setting. Although different color LEDs, they will have other properties. So I might give some input. Now this motor is started to run, and if everything is alright, I can I should be able to have the LEDs go, but on the other hand that was also due to wiring. Oops. And I'm not seeing now it's running. So why are these LEDs doing nothing? Why I gone out? Okay, apparently some kind of wiring problem. Strange effects all along. Then I have to get back to an error I made. These LEDs were not working, now they are. Reason is that I put this wire, which I showed before, coming from pin 4, and they didn't do anything. Well, that turns out to be quite logical, because it says pin 4 gives no pulse width modulation, and it is an Arduino, and LEDs are sent out or controlled by pulse width modulation. So if 4 is doing nothing for pulse modulation, then which one is? Well, maybe 3. 3 was not connected. Now it is. So that is working now, which also means that I will have to check on the ports in use for being 4 or 3, and this A0, 5, 8, 7, A2, A3, 13, A1, 10, 4, 11 and 6. So my guess is I will change this one to 3, and that's it. For now at least. Then I will see for this one if this is correct. So this LED should flash. Yep, it does. And then it should load again. And it has to load for quite some time, and then you would see something. These LEDs are quite high on their, well, whatever you call it. So I could move the probes over there. And that would be a little challenge. But I'm not shy for a little challenge. Shy of a little challenge. This one is then the LED side, which is here. And this one should be somewhere, some other place. But I have to be careful with the probe, with the rest of the wiring. And put this probe right here. So will I see something now? Not really. Same effect. Quite odd. So why do I see something on this side but not on this side? Although it is different here. And let's see if that is explainable by changing the time setting. Oh really? What are those flashes? Don't know. Zeros in between. Alright, that's for one thing. One other thing is that I have connected it to output pin 3. But if I look in the coder, there is an output pin 4 used. And which is here. and output analog out pin 4 is not doing anything, not to my knowledge. So what result would it be, would it give, if I change this one to 3? And this is analog out pin 4 to some LED, which is that LED, but that couldn't be because it doesn't do anything. So I guess I will have to change this to 3. Is it then used further as well? I do think so. Yeah, here the same. So it can never have worked. Output pin 3. And further it hasn't been done. So let's upload and see whatever happens. So now I have changed the code here with a remarkable result. This is now permanently 0, which is still the probe here. And when I give input, look what happens at the third line. And what if I press a button? It does do something, but not as you might expect. This is trickle charge, kind of. And right, yeah, and if you look at that right hand side motor, I had to put the potmeter entirely the other way, and now that works. So turning it off again, turning it on again. This one works as well. But the intensity of this LED is much lower now. But still I don't get it why this LED is not being shown on the oscilloscope as being charged. Really strange effect. This is really worth investigating, and since I'm almost at the end of the time for this episode, it will be next time, and I think it's worth to totally overlook this or review this schematics with respect to the real thing. Also this still works, but it would have to influence this motor, which it doesn't. This works and would have to influence that motor, but it does not really. So, half speed, kind of. Does this really work? And look at the third line. Very bright flashes. Now they're gone. Oh, that's because this is gone. So, with this I end this episode. Things to check are plenty, with circuit to check, to verify, code to check, to verify, strange effects. Why doesn't the LED give any effect while it does burn? Both here and here. And well, is this really pin 4, pin 3? Which is it? I start to doubt. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like the video, or like the posting. Follow me on Instagram and leave a comment if you like. Goes for anything, both YouTube and Twitter as well. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. More information on how to donate on my website, and this is obviously going to be continued. Bye bye.